Hi there, I'm Rebecca, the section head of the Leppies unit at Camp Robin Hood. I hope that you're all staying safe during this time, and I welcome you to join me for Storytime Stump. We'll be reading Winnie the Pooh, which is a book that the Leppies from last summer know all too well. So we'll start with chapter 1, in which we are introduced to Winnie the Pooh and some bees, and the story begins. Here is Edward Bear coming downstairs now, bump, 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 on the back of his head behind Christopher Robin. It is, as far as he knows, the only way of coming downstairs, but sometimes he feels that there really is another way, if only he could stop bumping for a moment and think of it. Anyhow, here he is at the bottom and ready to be introduced to you, Winnie the Pooh. Sometimes Winnie the Pooh likes a game of some sort when he comes downstairs, and sometimes he likes to sit quietly in front of the fire and listen to a story. "Do you think you could tell a story for Winnie the Pooh?" I said. "I suppose I could. What sort of stories does he like?" "About himself, because he's that kind of bear." "Oh, I see. So could you very sweetly?" "I'll try," I said, and so I tried. Once upon a time, a very long time ago now, about last Friday, Winnie the Pooh lived in a forest all by himself. One day he was out walking. He came to an open place in the middle of the forest, and in the middle of this place was a large oak tree. And from the top of the tree there came a loud buzzing noise. Winnie the Pooh sat down at the front of the tree, put his head between his paws, and began to think. First of all, he said to himself, that buzzing noise means something. You don't get a buzzing noise like that, just buzzing and buzzing without it meaning something. If there's a buzzing noise, somebody's making a buzzing noise. And the only reason for making a buzzing noise that I know of is because you're a bee. Then he thought another long time and said, the only reason for being a bee that I know of is making honey. He got up and said, and the only reason for making honey is so I can eat it. So he began to climb the tree. He climbed, and he climbed as high as he could. Then he climbed a little further, and a little further, and just a little further. He was getting rather tired by this time, so that is why he sang a complaining song. He was nearly there now, and if he just stood on that branch, crack! "Oh, help," said Pooh, as he dropped 10 feet on the branch below him. "If only I hadn't," he said as he bounced 20 feet to the next branch. "You see, what I meant to do was," he explained as he turned head over heels and crashed to another branch 30 feet below. Of course, it was rather, he admitted as he slithered very quickly through the next 6 branches. "It all comes, I suppose," he decided as he said goodbye to the last branch, spun around 3 times, and flew gracefully into a bush. "It all comes of liking honey so much." He crawled out of the bush, brushed the prickles from his nose, and began to think again, and the first person he thought of was Christopher Robin. So Winnie the Pooh went round to his friend Christopher Robin, who lived behind a green door in another part of the forest. "Good morning, Christopher Robin," he said. "Good morning, Winnie the Pooh," said you. "I wonder if you've got such a thing as a balloon about you." "A balloon?" "Yes, I just said to myself coming along, I wonder if Christopher Robin has such a thing as a balloon about him. And I just said it to myself, thinking of balloons and wondering." "What do you want a balloon for?" you said. Winnie the Pooh looked around to see that nobody was listening, put his paw to his mouth, and said in a deep whisper, "Honey." "But you don't get honey with balloons." "I do," said Pooh. And that's all we'll read for today. Why do you think that Winnie the Pooh will use a balloon to get honey? Hopefully we can read some more and tune in next time. Have a good one and stay safe.